Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TabMock99. Now, today's video comes from a special request from a user named Yuan, who asks, will we get a video on Nightwolf and what spirits are in Mortal Kombat? Or better, what shamanic powers are and where they're coming from? Do it on the day Nightwolf returns in MK11 as a playable character after his long pause 8 years ago. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people hungry for this kind of info. Hungry like the wolf. So let's get right into it, because there's a lot of sacred ground to cover. When Nightwolf was first introduced, it was revealed that he works as a historian and preserver of his people's culture. When Khan's portal opens over North America, Nightwolf uses the magics of his shaman to protect his tribe's sacred land. This area becomes a vital threat to Khan's occupation of the Earth. But to get a better appreciation for him, you really have to go all the way back to the beginning, even before MK3. See, there were already other Native American fighting game characters on the scene. Street Fighter had T-Hawk, Tekken had Michelle, and Killer Instinct had Chief Thunder. So it was in that context that the Mortal Kombat team introduced their own Native American character. Now, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, or should I say, I'm not trying to throw them to the wolves. In the MK3 official collector's book, Ed Boon reveals they wanted to make Nightwolf a little different. He has an axe, but there's a glowing aura around it, and when he's swinging it, it's a lot more magical. A little futuristic, a little more modern. Now, I don't know how much of that actually comes across in the game, but they definitely made that happen in the cartoon show Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Here, Nightwolf was the tech expert, always using his supercomputer to monitor Earth's dimensional fabric and sending the rest of the heroes wherever they were needed. Of course, he still had his powers, too.
Relying too much on machinery and not enough on gut instincts? You're a shaman. You've got great inner tools. Why don't you forget about that and try this?
And he had a pet wolf, Kiva, that he would merge with in order to power up. Now, Mortal Kombat Annihilation introduced a wildly different take on him.
Pretty cool, huh? It's my animality.
Who are you?
Wouldn't you like to know? So you're Raid's prodigy. I've seen better. Don't sweat it. I've seen worse, too.
He was also in that crappy web series, Mortal Kombat Federation of Martial Arts. Now, even though they didn't give him any special moves, they actually put him in 2 different fights. They had him fight against Scorpion and against Shang Tsung. And he lost both times. So now would probably be a good opportunity to review his MK3 ending, even though it's non-canon. Nightwolf helps other Earth warriors escape to his sacred land. Once there, they regroup and form a plan of attack against Shao Kahn's invasion. Nightwolf has trained hard for this battle. Finally, he faces Shao Kahn and emerges victorious. When the Earth returns to its normal state, Nightwolf peacefully regains the lands his Native American people lost over many years. They establish their own proud nation and soon become the great leaders of Earth. The next time we see Nightwolf was many years later in Mortal Kombat Deception. Nightwolf has foreseen the coming of the Dragon King in his dreams. To defeat this new menace, he must corrupt his own soul and enter the Netherrealm. The process will alter his temperament and make him a danger to even his allies. He must travel alone if he is to succeed. Here, we learn a little bit more about the different kinds of magic that he uses. To confront the new foe, he's assumed the role of Sin Eater, meaning he absorbed the sins of his tribesmen. This corruption of his soul will make him a threat to those he cares for, but it's a necessary evil if he's going to save the realms. The Sin Eater ritual allows him to enter the Netherrealm, which is where he can implement his plan to defeat Onaga. But his temperament has been poisoned, and he exiled himself until he's completed his task. So the only way for him to take down the Big Bad is for him to become a Big Bad himself. A Big Bad wolf, if you will. We learn all the details about his plan in his Mortal Kombat Deception ending, which surprisingly is canon.
Nightwolf had traversed realms and fought many demons to get to this place, deep within the Netherrealm. Using knowledge passed to him from his forefathers, he drew a binding symbol on the ground and chanted the ancient words that would draw the spirit of the Dragon King to this wicked place. Nightwolf had carried the burden long enough. He released the sins of his people into the mystic symbol and their weight bound Onaga to the Netherrealm. Free of the corruption he had harbored for so long, Nightwolf was expelled from the depths of the Netherrealm and into the unknown.
We also learn in Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode that he can cleanse souls, as well as corrupt them. First, we learn that he has the ability to detect corruption in others.
There is a tribe near here that claims to have a shaman who can sense evil in a person's heart.
Then, we see him work with Shujinko to actually purify his soul.
This is sacred ground, stranger. I am Nightwolf. I must ask you to leave this place before your evil taint defiles the sanctity of these grounds.
I do not understand. I am Shujinko. I assure you that I mean no disrespect to your people.
I sense corruption in your soul, Shujinko. A spiritual contamination that I have never before perceived.
I feel no touch of evil, but my travels have taken me to many worlds. Perhaps it is a result of my journeys in the Netherrealm.
It is possible. If you will allow me, I may be able to purge this contagion from your being, although it will take many years to accomplish.
Many years? It will delay my quest, but I suppose I should take advantage of your offer.
Shujinko spent many years with Nightwolf, who taught him much about the spirit of the warrior. Through Nightwolf's teachings, Shujinko expanded his consciousness and heightened his awareness.
You have accomplished much since beginning your spiritual cleansing, Shujinko. Though the taint of evil continues its hold on you, my training has given you the ability to control it.
I am grateful for what you have done for me, Nightwolf.
I wish you luck on your journeys. You are always welcome in the lands of my forefathers.
There's also a side mission where he has to retrieve a sacred talisman called the Bear Totem, which an Oni demon stole from him.
I am Nightwolf. A powerful talisman, the Bear Totem, has been stolen from my people. A demon brought it to this accursed realm. Help me find it, and I will reward your efforts. I last saw the demon in the wastelands to the east. The longer you wait, the further the demon runs.
Keep away, mortal. I know you are after my totem. It is mine.
The talisman. You have recovered it. I give you these coins as a show of thanks. My time here in the Netherrealm is not yet finished.
Now, of course, in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, they bring back everybody. Now, only a few of the characters have bios written for them, but Nightwolf happens to be one of them. His Armageddon bio confirms that he did indeed imprison Onaga's soul, and he was promptly expelled from the Netherrealm after doing so. It mentions that he passed through the spirit world before re-emerging in Earthrealm, surrounded by a pack of wolves, his spirit guides. He only has faint memories of that journey, and is unsure of whether it was brief or whether it lasted an eternity. He communicated with the ancients who spoke to him of the coming battle of Armageddon. He also vowed to use his knowledge of the spirit world to fix Liu Kang and reunite his body and spirit so they could become as one. His Mortal Kombat Armageddon ending really builds on that last point.
The power Nightwolf received from Blaze carried him to the spirit world, an existence between realms from which shamanic power originates. He became a living ghost, the ultimate shaman. Nightwolf found his ally, Liu Kang, lost in the spirit energy, and guided him back to the physical world. Nightwolf then reunited Liu Kang with his body.
Now, at the reboot in Mortal Kombat 9, they made it so that Nightwolf was there from the very beginning, that he was competing in Mortal Kombat 1. I don't see how Raiden sending a message back in time to himself could have caused that to happen, but okay, that's a retcon, and we'll just go with it. In fact, it gives Nightwolf an opportunity to have a nice heart-to-heart with Scorpion.
Nightwolf! Your aggression is misplaced.
What do you know of my...
You're not the only one whose people have been victimized. But I have found new purpose in serving the spirits. I do not cling to the past.
Now, like a lot of the characters in Mortal Kombat 9, he was one of the many that was killed off by Sindel. But he was actually the one who managed to take her down with him. So let's check that out.
Victory is mine, Shaman.
Not if I take it from you. By the Elder Gods.
Every time we see Nightwolf after that, he's in his Revenant form. Even in Mortal Kombat X, they didn't leave him out. In story mode, they still show him as a Revenant.
Nightwolf.
So not too long ago on Twitter, Tremor BD asked Brian Chard, one of the story developers, do you know which tribe Nightwolf is from? Comanche? Apache? And Brian responded, I decided in MK9, that he is Lakota Sioux, but I don't know if they'll stick with that detail. And you know what? That actually explains a lot. Like in his MK9 bio, it describes Nightwolf as having a strong connection with the spirit world and communing with divine forces such as Heyoka, known to the east as Raiden. Even in the story mode, they managed to squeeze that in there.
Heyoka, how can Sub-Zero best help us?
I do not know.
He also makes an appearance in MKX Mobile, in quest mode. It's never said that he's a Revenant, implying that he actually appears in human form. At the end of one quest, it says a wolf spirit crosses the sweltering desert and approaches your party. It talks. It wants to speak to your party. It continues, the wolf spirit transforms into Nightwolf. He asks to speak to your party in the spirit realm. Your party enters the spirit realm with Nightwolf and sees visions of the Isle of Dread, Fujin shackled, and a relic constantly changing hands. Nightwolf tells your party it's in danger. Your party's ripped out of the spirit realm just in time to dodge a barrage of bullets. Heeding Nightwolf's vision, your party sets sail for the Isle of Dread. And let's not forget his latter ending in MK9, where he's not a Revenant, but he's not entirely human either.
It took all of Nightwolf's power to destroy Shao Kahn. His spirit guide, the wolf, had aided him in the battle, but in the aftermath, its presence was no longer felt. Nightwolf returned to his home, seeking the Elder's help in reconnecting to the spirit world. During their ritual, his wolf returned to him, changed. Shao Kahn had tethered his soul to the wolf spirit in order to cheat death. Now corrupted with Shao Kahn's evil, Nightwolf has transformed into his animality, his bite converting his victims into subservient lycanthropes. Through Nightwolf, Shao Kahn will conquer Earthrealm, one mortal at a time.
And that brings us right up to Mortal Kombat 11. In the latest trailer, we see that Nightwolf relies on not just one, but 3 different spirit animals. Like wolves and eagles and bears. Oh my! And his bio, which was kinda leaked in a press release, reveals a lot of brand new information about him. Formerly known as Gray Cloud, he was chosen by the Great Spirit to become the Matoka's champion and protector. Great Cloud proved worthy when he laid down his life to prevent the Black Dragon from plundering what remained of his tribe's sacred artifacts. As Nightwolf, Gray Cloud possesses extraordinary magic granted by the Great Spirit to fight for the Matoka's future and defend all of Earthrealm. Finally, they divulged even more information on the latest combat cast.
We are going to show more today of Nightwolf. Very exciting. John, can we take a quick look at the Nightwolf picture? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. I believe, though, we do have a lore minute we would like to talk about.
I do.
So let's do a lore minute.
So one of the things that we're exploring in this game that's new is actually the origin of Nightwolf. How did he get his powers? Who was he before he got his powers? And his real name is actually Gray Cloud of the Matoka
Yes.
tribe. My apologies. And Nightwolf is a mantle, a title, something that actually gets passed down by a great spirit that imbues warriors with power.
Right.
So Gray Cloud didn't start off this noble warrior. He lived on a reservation and was very hopeless and despondent, and he did not follow the old ways or have anything. He was on his way to an early death. And Kano came to him wanting to steal artifacts from the tribe, magical, powerful artifacts that he would presumably go and sell. And Nightwolf, or Gray Cloud, was actually tempted to. He was going to do it. And at the last second, he changed his mind, and he had a change of heart. And Kano mortally wounded him. And as he lay dying, the spirit approached him, and he was deemed worthy, and he became the latest Nightwolf. And he got these spiritual powers, and he defeated Kano and sent him packing and protected the artifacts. And from then on, he's been dedicated to protecting Earthrealm.
Wow.
So is this not the same Nightwolf as before?
It
or
is.
This the lore of the
This
Nightwolf
is just
we've
new
known?
information that we did not know.
Oh,
but this is the one that became a Revenant, and there is a Revenant skin that will be shown.
Wow, that might be one of the hottest lore minutes you've done.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep.
Awesome.
That was deep.
Stephanie's lore minute. Boom. There we go.
Now, before I wrap this up, I do want to report on one of my favorite fan theories. Now, I don't usually like to report on unsubstantiated rumors. After all, I don't want to be seen as the boy who cried wolf. But this one's just too crazy to ignore. Back in the 90s, people were posting in newsgroups like alt.games.mk. Some people floated the theory that Nightwolf could secretly be Raiden in disguise. After all, he summons Raiden in his friendship, his fatalities feature lightning, and even though he's supposedly immortal, he's got those glowing eyes like a god. It's also interesting that Nightwolf doesn't show up until just after Raiden disappears. How convenient. We already know Raiden likes to disguise himself as a beggar, so I wouldn't put it past him to do something like this. I mean, anything in the name of defending Earthrealm, am I right? This theory might have made sense back during the MK3 days, especially if you don't count the cartoon. But in the newer games, you see the two of them side by side. Oh well, it's a theory. A game theory. So there you go, guys. That is Nightwolf, chosen to be the hero of his people, the Matoka tribe. We've seen that he's in constant contact with the spirit world, so he can channel the energy of various animals. He can talk to his ancestors, who he calls the Ancients. He can communicate with the gods directly. We've also seen that he has the power to protect entire lands, his sacred ground. He also has the ability to purify or corrupt souls. So, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Leave me a comment, let me know what you're excited most about using Nightwolf here in Mortal Kombat 11. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video drops. Until then, this is TabMock99. Hope you had fun. I had an absolute howl.